Hello, everyone. Welcome for more Santa Lucia. Well, wait. Welcome back to Santa Lucia. Anyways, so last episode we got to hang out with Bryan a little bit more. Yeah, Bryan found out. I mean, I think you can't like undo it once you hit it, though. That's a problem. So there's that, and then we got the movie session where part of assignment by Chris. They're all French movies apparently. Uh, so yeah, and we had a very bizarre dream sequence of Ben being almost killed, and then we have like a nice little bonding moment with Ben and Zack because obviously they exposed each other. If as Bryan would say, if you know what I mean, and all that. So honestly, if you expose yourself to another person, you might as well be close at that point. Anyways, let's continue. Ah. I shove a fry in my mouth while trying not to laugh too hard at my favorite streamer. I swear this guy has the hardest time wrapping his head around new games. Looking over my shoulder, I see Zack munching down on his burger. On his screen, there's a bunch of small fantasy characters. Trapezing? I'm dumb, remember? I'm going to say trapezing. About an isometric plane. Must be that role-playing game he was talking about earlier. What's it called again? Fire Age? Stormy Weather Nights? Regardless, he seems to be enjoying it quite a bit. Got a lot of homework to do still. But it can wait just a bit longer, right? 50 or 60 pages in our book for literature. A 500-word essay for fresh sem. And for journalism, a shiver runs down my spine. I should be enjoying that class way more than I am. I just hate that building. I'm not even gonna bother. Why couldn't I have just stayed in the SciComm building? That would have been convenient. But no, they always have to try and make things complicated, don't they? My ears perk up when I hear the sound of my phone buzzing. I grab it to check, figuring it's probably a text from Karina. Important. Intro to Journalism has a new location. I raise an eyebrow when I see it's an email notification. I pause the stream I'm watching and navigate over to my email inbox. I quickly read over Dr. Dubois' message. Huh. Well, what do you know? I blink a few times in surprise. Turns out the old man actually listened to me. He says we're relocating from that building to the business law building. Ah, that's great news. Yes! I pump my fist in excitement. Now I don't have to spend any more time than I have to in that creepy building. What a relief. A few hours go by. Sitting at my bed, combing my way through the literature assignment. Zack sits at his desk, scribbling away in a different notebook that I haven't seen him work in before. I think he mentioned that's his chemistry notebook. Still can't believe that guy's studying in hard sciences. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice him grab his phone. He types up something with his fingers and presumably sends it. Must have been a text. But to who? Hey, Ben? I'm surprised when he calls my name. Yeah, what's up? Do you know if Russell's okay? Wow, I didn't expect that question out of the blue. I don't really know, actually. Why? I've been sending him texts for several days, but haven't got an answer. Oh, really? Yeah. We were supposed to set up a time to hang out last week, but he never got back to me. Huh. You guys really connected on that drive to Cambrian Valley, didn't you? I guess. I'm worried about him. Okay, I need to consider my words very carefully. Doesn't seem like Zack's aware of what happened between me and him. Or of what he did to that girl. This sucks. Why do you have to be that way, Russell? Okay. Zack, there's something I have to tell you about him. What? I just have to come clean about it. It's better for him to know the truth. I don't think you should hang out with Russell anymore. Well, why not? He has an exasperated expression on his face. Him and I had an argument that day. When he told me he was out in the overlook at Cambrian Valley. Yeah. Well, I found out something about something he did. Dragon stares at me intently. Zack, Russell raped a girl last year. Huh? I tried asking for his side, but he just left. I feel my hand ball up into a fist. He didn't even try to defend himself. God, I feel so stupid. I heard about it a while back, but I ignored it until I couldn't anymore. Zack, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called him to give you a ride. I might have put you in danger because of that. I don't believe you. What? Russell would never have done such a thing. I raised my head in confusion. How would you know? Has he told you about it? No. I feel somewhat offended that he's not listening to reason then. What makes you so sure? I heard it from the mentors that he did it. I heard it from Chris. I can't believe you listened to that guy over your own friend. He slams the table, nearly knocking his notebook over the side. Chris is my mentor, Zack. I think he knows more about what happened on campus last year than you or I do. Zack shakes his head. Russell would never do that. Russell would never do that to anybody, Ben. It's not the kind of guy he is. I just sit there, staring at my roommate as he stands up for a guy I know to be a rapist. I know he is, right? Zack, you're acting like you've known him for, ever. What do you know about him that I don't? Fuck, you've known him for less time than I have. What gives? The dragon gets up from his seat and pockets his phone. Wait, where are you going? I'd rather hear his side of the story. What? I'm going to see Russell. I want to hear his side of the story. That hesitation, he opens the door and steps out. Zack, wait! Just like that, he's gone. Close my book and set it aside. Ah! Then I lay back and slam my fist down on my bed. Stupid! You stupid idiot! You want to hear his side of the story? What happens if you're wrong, huh? What if the guy locks you up and makes you his next victim? Fuck. I just let you walk out the door, too. Fuck. I jump to my feet and run out the door to try and catch him. I make it outside, but it's no use. Zack! He's nowhere to be found. All around me, there are students laughing and hanging out, sitting on the grass in the field, or walking to whatever destination they're heading to. Unaware that I'd let my roommate go out and visit a creep. Seems all the progress I made with Zack today went out the door, too. I didn't see him again until he came back to the dorm in the evening. He didn't even say anything. He just went straight to bed. Zack, tried to warn you, but at least come back in one piece. I assume you didn't want to hear that. I wanted to hear. Oops. I assume you didn't hear what you wanted to hear. I'm sorry, man. At least we're on the same page now. I'll leave you to your thoughts for the time being. I still can't believe what happened Friday. Another sigh escapes my lips, approaching the 100th of the morning so far. I roll in bed and face the wall. I haven't been able to settle on what I think about Bryan and I yet. It's been, 3 days? I haven't had to think much about him. But now that I'm about to stare at class with him, despite my best efforts to keep the panda off my mind, I've done nothing but think about him and his big dumb face all morning. Get a grip, dude. You're not some pure, untouched virgin, so why is this affecting you so much? At this point, I'm face down on my pillow, lying over my bed sheets and my underwear. Good thing Zack left for class early like usual. I don't think I'd be able to hide just how much, just how hard I am right now. The memories keep flooding back, and every time they do, the shame I feel is eaten away bit by bit by my hormones. It's been the past hour either half-heartedly humping my bed or feeling bad about doing just that. God, you're ridiculous, Ben. Even when I was with Eric, I've never been this much of a sad sack. So many questions swirling around inside my head. Why? Why did I let that happen? Why did he do that? Why is he into me? Why am I into him? Part of me hates myself for going along with it and bending so easily. Another part would do anything to have that happen right now. I can't decide which part of me I hate the most. I roll over on my back and check my phone. You okay, man? I haven't replied to any of his texts since we did that thing. Hell, I I haven't even said more than a couple of words to him. I just don't know what to say. It felt amazing when it happened. Now I feel like the filthiest person on the entire campus. I just gonna have to avoid Bryan for a while. Maybe at least until he takes a hint. I don't think I'm cut out for that whole scene he's in. But I don't want to hurt him either. God. I wish I could talk to somebody about it. But I don't really have anyone like that, though. Zack wouldn't even be very comfortable with this kind of topic. Plus, I don't know if we're close enough for that yet. Karina would be the most logical choice, but I really don't want to deal with her teasing. She's going to pry for every juicy detail that she can. And would she be able to keep it a secret? She was always such a blabbermouth when we were kids. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's no use. I took on my waistband, letting it snap back with a sharp snap. Can you quit being such a horny teen for 5 minutes, Bennett? It's fine. I'll just... It never happened. Go with the flow. If you ever bring it up again, Bryan will take the hint. If you never bring it up again, Bryan will take the hint. And then I'll end up forgetting it. That's a good idea. I'll check the time on my phone. Crap, I've got fresh sun in a half hour. I've got this issue I need to take care of. I should probably take care of this before going out. I slid a hand down my underwear. Shouldn't take too long, right? Just one last time and I'll be fine. Right as I finish packing my things, my phone buzzes again. This time it's a text from Karina. We're going to Fresh Sun as a group. Want to join? I sling my backpack over my shoulder and slide the phone into my pocket. I didn't open it, so as far as she knows, I didn't see the text. I think I'd prefer being on my own for now. I exit out into the hall. Just have to pretend nothing weird is happening. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I head out the building and make my way to the lecture hall, taking care to follow the longest route possible. Probably be a bit late, but knowing how Carlos is, he's going to make sure I take the most direct route to class, so I'll just go the other way. I drift through my classes in a daze. I successfully managed to avoid my friends for most of the day, but there's not much I can do about lab. Oh, I almost forgot. You all wrote your ethical summary essays over the weekend, right? Phew, glad I printed that out at the library while I had the chance. I'll have them graded by Wednesday, so you can have them back as soon as possible. Everyone rummages through their bags to find their essays. Well, everyone except Carlos and Nate, who already have theirs stacked neatly on their desks. Show-offs. As for me, while I didn't remember a single thing from that movie I watched with Bryan that day, I was able to find a summary online. Just tweak the wording here and there, add some ethical mumbo-jumbo to spice it up, and voila! That should be enough, hopefully. I pull out a few sheets of paper and quickly inspect them to make sure they're okay before handing them to Chris. Perfect! Thank you guys, this is fantastic! With that, I'll see you all on Wednesday. As we pack our things, the others start a small conversation. I notice Bryan's busy stuffing everything into his backpack. Looks like my chance to make a quiet exit. Slipping my earbuds in, I wave to Chris and the others as I make my way out of the room. I'm halfway through the door when... Yo, Ben! Crap. My instincts take over. Instead of fight, they chose flight. I do my best impression of Zack as I barrel down the corridor, pretending I didn't hear what I just heard. The earbuds should lend a little bit of believability to my behavior, right? I hurry past the doors and out into the sun and continue down the main path. I'm sure everyone is wondering what's wrong with me about right now. Or maybe nobody noticed? I wish I could explain what's going on, but I don't think I understand it right myself. If I could boil it down to one word, one feeling, I think it would be guilt. But I'm not sure why I feel that. I wanted it. I know I did. And Bryan made the first move, so I know he was into it too. Why am I feeling so weird about this? I find a bench in the shade next to the path and sit down for a bit. I can't just let this feeling fester inside. The anxiety is eating me alive. I thumb through my phone, trying to conjure up a distraction and divert my attention away from everything. Wait, didn't I get an email this morning? I scramble to pull up my inbox and quickly find the one I'm looking for. Come hang out with us. The subject line is eye-catching, to say the least. Initially I dismissed it as spam, but then I noticed the name of who sent it. Seems like the cheap-eye beta guys invited me and the other pledges to visit the frat house this week. Not gonna lie, sounds exactly like what I need right now. They were a lot less stereotypical than I expected, and all the brothers I met so far were really nice. Who knows? This could end up being kind of fun. They didn't specify any time on the email, so it must be one of those drop-in whenever deals. I turn my phone off and get up from the bench. I've got a good feeling about this. After crossing the bridge behind the SciComm building, I arrive at the field surrounded by the Greek life buildings. I make my way across the grass, noting that my initial excitement is now tinged with a quiet nervousness. Yeah, this is the place. The red-bricked building is imposing, to say the least. Above the patio are the Greek letters I assume correspond to the fraternity's name. There's two distinct wings to the building. A larger one on the left and a narrower one on the right, with both being connected by the entrance in the middle. Oops. I haven't been here on my own before, and I can't say I'm the best at social situations, especially in large groups. Maybe I should turn back now and return another time during the week. This would be so much easier if Bryan were around. Before I'm able to decide, the choice is made for me when the doors swing open, revealing two well-built men. They seem to be on their way out, but their faces light up when they see me. Oh hey, you're one of the pledges! Come on in, dude. Don't be shy. There's a couple other pledges already inside hanging out with the other brothers. I'm sure you guys will get along. Thanks. I'm ushered inside the frat house by the pair. It's a lot different from what I expected. To be fair, I'm not quite sure what I expected. If the movies have taught me anything, it's that frat houses are supposed to be dens of debauchery and decadence. Either that, or they're luxurious places populated only by the richest people on campus. The brothers made sure that we understood this wasn't the case here, but I guess a part of me still expected to see something along these lines. Instead, the entrance to the house is disappointingly mundane. The front room is a narrow corridor with the logo of the frat emblazoned on the wall as the first thing you see. Next to it is a board with several things pinned to it, such as schedules, reminders, upcoming birthdays. The corridor is flanked on both sides by smaller doors, leading to their respective wings, along with the staircase, along with staircase access to reach the second floor. I'm pretty sure there's even an elevator over there. The canine brother invites me into the western wing with a welcoming gesture. This way. He opens the door on the left, which leads into another corridor. I follow him to a door that's marked living room. Stepping inside, I see there's already a gathering of people inside. A few of them are sitting on the couches to my right, huddled around each other, playing something on a big screen. There's a small counter towards the back room of the room, with a sink and a tiny fridge, and two members are having an animated discussion over cans of soda. Finally, behind the big table in the center, surrounded by chairs, there's another set of couches and cushion seats situated around a cozy fireplace. It's all fairly modern looking. I recognize one of the guys sitting by the fireplace, and the feeling seems to be mutual. He gets up from his seat to greet me. Hey there, dude. He extends a hand towards me, which I meet with timid resolve. It's good to see you, Ben. You remember my name? I take a second to think before continuing. You're Blake, right? His grin grows wider. That's correct. I'm glad you remembered. It's not like that I expect every pledge to remember me right away. But that's definitely a good sign you do. Phew. I might have lucked out there. Score 1 point for Ben, I guess. The wolf who welcomed me nudges Blake a bit, winking at him. So this is the guy you were talking about, then. My ears perk up when I realize he's talking about me. Blake tugs at his shirt. The idea that these guys were talking about me is both frightening and exciting in equal measure. Before Blake has a chance to reply, the wolf addresses me directly. My name's Kane, by the way. It's good to meet you. I'll have you know, Blake here was really looking forward to seeing you again. He even put in a nomination himself. Hey man, don't just go and blurt that out. For the first time since I've met him, Blake loses his cool demeanor, instead taking on a more bashful tone. Pledges aren't supposed to know who nominated them. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Kane for a second. The wolf just laughs it off and pats Blake on the shoulder before making his exit. Nomination? Me? I have no idea what I did to deserve something like that. I suppose being around Bryan is a good look. Still, I'm not sure what to say now. Forget that jerk. He's just teasing you. Sounded to me more like he was teasing you. He seemed surprised by my quick retort. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, like I said, it's great to have you here. Most of our pledges have a certain look to them, which is why fraternities have the reputations they do. I hope you'll find ours to be a bit more than open to all types of people. I'm not quite sure what I'd say. I'm not quite sure I'd say I know what I look like, but I think I know the type of person he's talking about. I'm definitely not part of that group. I admit, I didn't expect the place to look this sleek and modern. Yeah, we had some renovation work done 2 years ago, so a lot of what you see is still pretty new. We have a strict hygiene policy to maintain it, though. If you make a mess, you freaking clean it yourself. Served us well so far. He points to the door I came in from. Anyway, would you like a tour of the place? It can be a bit of a maze the first time around. I nod in appreciation. Sure, that'd be fun. Blake exits through the door, and I follow suit. We walk our way back to the main corridor as he discusses the various rules of the house. Most of them are obvious. Don't start fights, no public nudity, be respectful of others. Others surprise me, though. Also of note, our chapter is a dry house. Dry house? Means no drinking alcohol here. Huh. Interesting. We got a couple instances in the past, so now if you want to get your drink on, you'll have to do it at a bar. Absolutely no underage drinking here either. Got it? Yeah, of course. He smiles, clearly seeming to enjoy this. Good. Oh, and no smoking either. Wouldn't want to be like the last guy we kicked out. That's fine, I don't smoke. I haven't touched alcohol in my life, let alone drank it. I knew you'd be a good pledge. With that, he opens the door to the stairs. A grand spiraling staircase lined with glass windows circles around a chamber leading to the upper floors. This will take us to the second and third floors. What's in the other wing? I suppose I could have waited until we got to that point in the tour, but I always heard that asking questions shows you're interested. We can check that out later. It's mostly gym stuff. While we're not far from the campus gym, it's handy to have some basic stuff available when you need it, you know? You're welcome to use it whenever you would like once you're accepted into the fraternity. Peculiar word choice doesn't escape my notice. Once. Not if. I still can't believe I actually have a shot at joining a frat. Of all the things I never saw myself doing. Gotcha. Thanks. He guides me up the staircase to the second floor. We enter another long corridor lined with doors. This floor and the next are all the dorm rooms we have available. All in all, I think we're able to house close to 50 people. That's a lot. How many guys are actually in the fraternity? It takes a moment to think. Last I checked, we were close to 100 brothers. They don't all live in the house, though. Some guys prefer the apartments up the road from campus, for example. I'd say right now we're housing a little more than 30 brothers. Huh. I don't really think much about housing. It would be weird if I just ditched Zack out of the blue to live in the frat house. As strange as our relationship is, I'd feel bad leaving him behind like that. Don't get your hopes up too quickly, though. You have to be at least a sophomore to get a room here. Otherwise, we'd be at max capacity all the time. Makes sense, yeah. Well, at least I don't have to make a hard choice right away. Alright, you'll see the same thing on the third floor, so let's skip that. I'll show you the kitchen and the gym, then you can hang out with the other brothers in the living room. Sound good? Hanging out with people I don't know isn't my favorite thing to do, but there's no way I can refuse. Pretty sure this is pretty sure this is a test to see how well I get along with everyone else. Don't screw this up, Ben. Sure, let's go. A dozen or so minutes later, Blake finishes his tour back where we started. He introduces me to a couple of the brothers still in the living room, then leaves to take care of mentor business. He's quite the busy guy, isn't he? Sit down by the couch with some of the other guys. Seems like they quit playing the video game and are watching a comedy show now. They're not even paying attention to the TV and are instead engaged in conversation of their own. Okay, now's the time to make a good impression. I have to be someone worth inviting to the fraternity. Hey, Chi Phi Beta, here comes Bennett Rivers. You better be ready for me. I spend the next half hour talking with the others about a variety of topics. Campus life, favorite TV shows, games. I surprise myself when I realize I'm actually having a blast. While I don't know these guys well, I like to imagine there's a sense of closeness in being part of the same exclusive club. Well, I guess it isn't permanent for me yet, but it's good enough for now. The discussion has drifted towards local restaurants, and I find I'm offering my own perspective on the matter, even if it's just a reiteration of what Russell told me. The door opens behind us. Yo, new guy! The rabbit next to me sits up, waving at the new arrival. I turn around wondering who my competition is. Sup, dudes? My blood instantly runs cold. All the people I didn't want to see right now. Bryan sits down on the couch opposite of me after shaking everyone's hands, me included. It seems like he already knows a few of them. Has he already been here? Ugh. I bet he has. Probably trying to get a head start and make the other pledges look bad. The rest exchange quick introductions before Thomas speaks up again. We were just talking about our favorite places to eat. Ben was talking about some avocado turkey sandwich he recently had. I force a chuckle out, trying my best to cover how nervous I feel all of a sudden. I was just about to finish anyway. You should try the Saint Street Cafe. It's really good. Sink back in my seat, trying my best to avoid Bryan's intense gaze. I'm such a moron. Of course he'd be here today. This whole frat thing was his idea in the first place. It's fine. Just play it cool. This isn't a big deal. It's not like he's going to tell anyone. Crap, I can see it already. Bryan's totally the type to brag about scoring, isn't he? I don't want that following me around for the next 4 years. My inner turmoil seems to go unnoticed by the others, who have since moved on to the next topic. The wolf who welcomed me earlier gets up. I don't know about you guys, but all of this talk about food is making me hungry. Anyone want a snack? Can't say I'm that hungry, but... Nah, I'm good. Bryan shakes his head, most likely because he ate before he came over. This is my chance. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm pretty hungry, too. Whoops. Mind if I tag along? I wouldn't have asked if I did. I feel Bryan's eyes on me as I pass him towards the kitchen. Sorry, man, I just can't deal with this right now. I'm mindlessly nibbling away at the sandwich the wolf graciously prepared for me. I observe the kitchen around us. Just like the rest of the house, it's practically spotless. The wooden counters don't have a speck of dust on them, and the stoves look brand new. These guys seriously take care of the place. So you said you were into that 80s stuff, right? Huh? Sorry, earlier you said you liked listening to 80s music? Oh, yeah, I do. I actually had to make a playlist for Fresh Sem, and mine ended up with more 80s sounding stuff than I expected. You ever heard of Another World? I quickly explored my memory, but the name doesn't ring a bell. Don't think I have, sorry. He puts down a sandwich. It's a really cool 80s inspired electro band. Looks like this is a passionate topic for him. They're local to Santa Lucia, and I've been to a few of their shows. Oh, I haven't heard of any local bands yet. They're amazing, dude. He pauses to think for a second before continuing. Actually, I have one of their albums in my room upstairs. Let me check in with my roommate to see if it's alright if I bring you up there. We return to the living room. The others have resumed the game they were playing, but this time Bryan's joined in. Kane taps on the shoulder of the rabbit I was talking to earlier. I chance a glance at Bryan, and our eyes unfortunately meet. Crap. Ugh. Good to go. Come on. I can still feel Bryan's stare as we exit the room. "20 minutes and several tracks later, I can safely say that Another World is hella lit. That's what Nate would say, right? Quite a bit more ambient focus than I expected, but I still dig it. Kane's totally into it, though. The way he's talking and how excited he gets reminds me a lot of Chris. I can't say I expected that from someone who otherwise fits the stereotype jock with a capital T, to a T. Yeah, with a capital T. What? Jack to a T. Joke. So they perform this stuff on stage. Doesn't really strike me as that kind of music. That's what's so cool about it. They have this totally different vibe from anything I've been to. You really feel like you're in a different reality when you listen to them live. It's intense, man. The kind of shit you think about for a while after. Sounds like a good time. I'm interrupted by a door opening behind me. Thomas pokes his head in before coming inside. Sorry, I just wanted to show these guys what the rooms look like. It's all good, dude. Following closely behind the rabbit is the other pledge that was with us earlier. And Bryan. Man, give me a break. The one time I'd rather not talk to him, he's literally everywhere. Which way's the bathroom? Caden looks at me with a puzzled expression before replying. Oh, alright. It's the door over there. I slip past the new arrivals as smoothly as I can, trying my hardest to avoid Bryan while acting natural. I close the door behind me and lock it, granting myself a small moment of respite. I feel terrible. I bet Bryan has no clue why I've been acting this way. Splash myself with some cold water from the sink. If only my brain wasn't so... Well, if it wasn't so me. I wish I could be more like Bryan. Confident, self-assured, proud. Stay a while longer in the bathroom, waiting for the water dripping from my fur to dry off. I was hoping they're not too busy out there to keep track of how long I've spent inside. I wait a few more minutes, listening intently for the sound of the group leaving the room. As soon as I hear the front door close, I open mine. Kane sits there on his bed with his arms folded. You okay, dude? Yeah, sorry. Spent all that time inside, and I forgot to prepare an excuse. I'd rather he not think I took a monster dump in his toilet bowl. felt a little lightheaded, so I splashed some water on my face. I see. Shrugs his shoulders. It happens. The first visit to the house can be overwhelming for some. I guess that works. I spent a little bit more time with Kane talking about music before we decided to head back down and join the others. Much to my surprise, Bryan isn't in the living room when we return. Instead, Blake and Thomas are sitting at the counter talking. Oh, hey, Ben. Glad to see you're making friends already. I scratch the back of my head as I scan the empty room. Just doing what I do best. My wandering gaze doesn't seem to escape Blake's attention. If you're looking for the others, they're in the East Wing working out at the gym. Phew, that's a relief. Oh, okay. It's just weird seeing this room so empty. It's kind of a shock. Still, Bryan could come back at any time. That would probably be the right time for me to leave for the day. It's getting kind of late for me. I should probably head back to my dorm. I've got a lot of homework to do tomorrow. Alright, sounds good, man. I'm glad you were able to hang out today. I shake everyone's hands. See you around, Ben. That was fun. Yeah, no problem. He gives me a thumbs up right as I turn around. As I head for the door, I can't help but overhear a rabbit whispering. Avoiding to you? Not a good look. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I don't think I want to know. I follow the path to the exit and step outside. Ugh. Put a hand up to my forehead and start crossing the grassy field. This could have gone a lot better. I suppose it could have gone way worse, too. Can't spend the rest of my college life running away from Bryan, can I? Alright. I'm going to leave it off here for today. So that was kind of interesting. I actually kind of liked that episode. Well, I kind of hate it at the same time. And it's not at the fault of the devs. It's just, Ben, why do you suck? Like, oh my god. I'm sure there's, like, some kind of level of, like, there is some sympathy there. Like, not sympathy. There's some empathy there, I guess you could say, where, like, I can kind of understand. It's clear that, like, he struggles with massive internalized homophobia. And, like, and trust me, honey, like, I feel that. Like, I've been there. I've really been there. And, like, but at the same time, it's just, like, it just sucks that he had to avoid Bryan. Bryan did nothing wrong. I also feel bad because, like, now the relationship between Zack and Ben are kind of distant again, and it's just like, I hate it, but at the same time, I can't deny that this episode was pretty cool. So, until next time, everyone, we'll continue through September 19th and go from there. See you guys next time.